Western Europe, so I thought, yeah, I'm set. Unfortunately, I've got a friend in New Zealand who comes from the Ukraine, and having set up little photos of what I've built up and shown him, he says, well, they in Kiev and around the Ukraine area, they didn't actually use wood for their houses. They used different materials, so I felt quite shattered. But with my little village there are a couple of important things that I did get right, and I've got a couple of later pictures that I've taken that my friend from the Ukraine sent me, which better illustrate what an early village looked like. The thing I want you to really notice is the river here. The early Rus, the Rus themselves were kind of like cousins of the Vikings. I guess you've all heard of the Vikings from Sweden. They lived up in Sweden. They were probably best known for raiding, getting in their ships and going and stealing things and fighting against nations all around the rest of Europe. That was mainly because with the weather, the climate up in here, it's not good for growing crops. So they didn't have enough crops to feed their families through the whole year. So they had to go steal or trade with other nations. And that's why, as soon as they finished planting their crops, while the crops were on the ground, they went in, got in their boats and went off to all the other countries and raid, killing, stealing or trading, as the case may be. The Rus had a very similar philosophy. They came down into Eastern Europe rather than Western Europe, and they found Slavic peoples down here, and they built up their settlements in amongst the Slavic people. They intermingled. The Rus, even though they were numerically